Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and today I am here with my cat, Henry. Henry is about to get a rude awakening because he is going to have to travel with us for about 1,500 miles to his new home. He is a homebody cat. He doesn't really do much. This is what he does pretty much every day. He lays on the sofa, and then at about noon every day he comes into my office where I'm working, and he comes and checks on me, and I'm assuming it's just to see if I'm still alive. Then he knows he's going to get fed. But anyway, in anticipation of knowing that we're going to travel with him, I started to do some research on how in the world I'm going to accomplish this, because this cat has really not been out of the house more than 2 times his entire life. He's about 13 years old. And the way I got Henry was, at the time I had a young daughter, and she was in her after school daycare, and she got to go over to a house where they had a litter of kittens. And by the time I got there, she was ready to talk me into getting this kitten, and I got bamboozled. And I said, okay. Well, now she's graduated college, she's moved on, and I still have Henry. So anyway, since we're moving, he's of course coming with us, and I have started the process to research how this is going to get accomplished in a car. There weren't a lot of videos from people talking about everything in length, about the whole process of, a cat that has always been an indoor cat, and he's very skittish anyway. I think that maybe the father was possibly feral, because he's a little bit strange as far as noises and change, and he gets very nervous. So I did a little research, or what I could, on the internet, and so I gleaned as much information as I could, and so I came up with a plan, and the plan was to start to desensitize him to being in some kind of a carrier, and then to try and get him in a car and see how it goes. Now, the last time he was at the vet, I took him in a carrier. It was only a couple weeks ago, and it was a small carrier, unfortunately, and that did not go well. And so I left the carrier by accident in the hallway after we got home. And the next day I was walking by and I kicked it by accident, and he recognizes the sound of just the handle moving on that carrier, and he was upstairs for probably 3 hours, 4 hours under the bed hiding. So his world's about to fall apart here, but I'm going to try and help him through, and so he knows everything's going to be okay, and he'll of course forget about it after we get settled into our new place. So I'm going to show you the cage, or the carrier that I bought, that I plan on putting in the car, how I'm getting him used to being in that and being in the car, and then I will take you on this journey with me. I'm sure it won't be pretty, and so we're going to try and do our best. But here's a couple of the products I bought, and hopefully if you're looking to bring a cat cross country, that I may be able to help you from Henry's experience. Okay, for the first step, I purchased this cat carrier. It's really probably for small dogs, and it was about $25 on Amazon. And what I've been doing is spraying, here he goes in there, spraying catnip spray in there to try to get him interested in it. I did that for a week, and then I sprayed it and put a little treat in there further and further back to try and get him used to going in there. And then it got to the point where he wanted to be in there, and he would just sit and wait for the treat. So that worked out well. And then I would close the door, and as you can see, he's pretty comfortable going in there. The next phase, I actually brought this cage out into my car and took him along for some errands. And he wasn't too happy about that, but I'm trying to let him know that he's not going anywhere bad, and he'll come back to the house back where he was safe and sound. So that part has gone well, and we have been doing that for about 6 weeks now. And along the way, I've also been talking with his veterinarian. Here's the catnip spray I bought. It was about $4.99 at the grocery store. I just bought it on a whim, and he really, really likes it. As soon as I spray it, he does become interested in whatever it's sprayed on. I can't say he rolls around on it. But he does find it really pleasant. And then these are the treats that I have been putting in to entice him. I also got this at the grocery store. I've tried other ones and they don't agree with him at all. He tends to eat one and then, well, you know. So this has gone really well. So I highly recommend these two as a great combination. Another thing I did to get ready for this trip with Henry is I contacted his veterinarian, and the veterinarian said that what he suggests is tranquilizing the cat. And to me, I thought that meant they would be like knocked out and I would literally have to carry him everywhere and he would look dead. But really it just relaxes them and they just sort of go with the flow. And so he said, why don't we do a trial? So he gave me one pill, and he said the effects last like 10 to 12 hours. So the idea is to withhold his food the night before, and in the morning take the pill and cut it open and then sprinkle the gabapentin, I think is what it's called, onto his food. And then about 2 hours later he would start to get a little loopy. So we did that and he did well. He didn't get sick, he didn't meow, he just relaxed. And again, but he was home, so he was more relaxed in his own little world. So that went well. I think my main thing was that he was healthy during that. He wasn't going to get sick. Another thing we did was start carrying him around in the car with us. We took the cage and put that in the back of the car and would just drive with him. He would drive with us on errands up to an hour, hour and a half at a time. Just wanted to make sure he knew that being in that cage would be okay, and that when we were done, he was just coming back home. He wasn't going in any veterinarian's office and freaking out that way. I mean, he just does not do well. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something today. Wish I would have had a video like this when I was trying to figure this whole thing out. So come along with us in the next few videos and we'll see how it goes. And then my biggest hope is that once we get down to our destination and this is all over, Henry won't even remember it and he'll be just fine. See you next time.